This is my watch list for Thursday, June 11th. All right, so what do we have this morning? PPI. PPI at 7:30, 8:30 Eastern, okay? PPI, this could change everything. I'm still going to give a watch list, but we do have PPI in 1 hour, so this could change everything if we get a huge move up or a huge move down, all right? But the levels remain, right? The levels remain because all we've really done is gap back into the middle of yesterday's range, literally, okay? So what happened yesterday? We popped and faded, right? Brett and I talked about the 738 level on SPY in the pre-market, and this is all we've done since the downtrend started, all right, last Thursday. Since the downtrend started, every day is just a pop and fade, a pop and fade. As long as you were short or you longed very low demand, then you made money, right? Short, pop and fade, okay? So the levels on SPY remain the same. It's the 738. Okay, 738 is still supply, right? As long as we fail supply, you can take short. If we reclaim supply, then it turns into a long, okay? 738 is the bias level. 722.50, this was Tuesday's low and where we bounced in the after hours and where we're gapping up of today. So if we get below 722.50, then we can get our next leg of selling down into this, down into this 715, 716 area, okay? QQQ, same thing, right? We talked about the 713 level, 713 breakdown, 725.50 reject on Tuesday. Shorts have been pretty easy. We've taken pop and fade, pop and fade. We sold. Now we rejected again yesterday off the 713 area we mentioned in the pre-market. This is our bias level on the Qs. Below 713, bearish. If we reclaim 713, it turns into a bullish chart. All we're doing today is gapping into the middle of yesterday's range. Does PPI change that? Maybe, okay? The downside level is 686. This is our big demand at this point. If we lose 686, then we can sell another $10 down into this area, 676, okay? All right, those are the levels on SPY and QQQ. Let's see what happens with PPI. Apple, this was beautiful. We took this bounce. I took a 288 bounce yesterday, all right? We took the bounce here, and you know, we got up like 22%. We wound up selling runners at break even, but you could have honestly taken this a few times yesterday. You could have gotten a re-entry off the same level, and this wound up ripping into the mid 290s. All right, so Apple pretty strong, right? If we reclaim this, I would say if we reclaim yesterday's high, 294, 294.50, then this can see even higher back into 300. All right. AMD, I'm actually not watching anything on this today. It looked decent over this 470 area, but just got chopped around. Maybe if it can reclaim yesterday's high, what is it, 477, then we could see a squeeze back into 500. But I don't know, this is kind of a little bit too choppy for me. Amazon as well. I liked this earlier in the week if we reclaim the 248, 250, but now it's just not really doing much for me. Meta though, I do like Meta. If we reclaim the 580, okay? We broke down 580. 580 was a short as soon as we broke below that, right? I mentioned that 580 level, but it is probably going to find some demand soon as it's gotten beat down quite a bit. If we reclaim the 580, then it turns into a squeeze, okay? Especially with the gap up. But let's see what happens. Let's see. Netflix I actually really like today. We have this nice range here. It started building some momentum yesterday. Netflix, you just have to be careful. I don't like to take breakouts on Netflix in the middle of the day. I like for it to happen off the open when there's a lot of momentum. Okay, Netflix, you have to trade with the momentum. Otherwise, it can, it gets a lot of these false breakouts. So you have to be careful with this. But if we do get the reclaims today, I like this range break. You know, daily is starting to look good here. It's like they're building a squeeze, but we just need to see that upside momentum maintain, and we can take this long on Netflix, all right? But if it breaks 81, then it's a short, honestly. At that point, if we break 81, then we're breaking to the downside of this range, and it turns into a short, okay? Palantir. Hopefully, you guys have not been taking this long, because I mentioned before, as long as we're below 140, this is not a long, okay? I don't care if Trump says to buy it, right? It's all about levels, guys. If it's below 140, it's not a long, okay? Especially if we break this 125, 126. This is just massive demand here, okay? this zone, yeah, you could actually try to long into this zone using stops below 123 or whatever this low is from that Friday, April 10th, right? This is where you could actually, try some longs because we're back at demand, okay? But if we lose this demand, you cannot touch longs because we're going to sell all the way down to 100, okay? But yeah, be careful with this one. I still think Palantir is pretty overvalued at current prices, okay? Nvidia, I actually like this today. So below 200 or 199.50, what this low from Tuesday, right? It's also where we bounced in the after hours yesterday. That's where we're gapping up today. Nvidia's weak, guys. I posted this head and shoulder. Everyone's like, nah, we're going back to all-time high. Clowns, right? No. Okay, look at this. Head, shoulder, knees and toes, right? We broke the neckline, right? We broke the neckline here. I said this. All I said was it's an inclined head and shoulder, but it's still a head and shoulder, right? And then I said, look at this daily candle right here on June 2nd. You want to go long after this disgusting daily candle? No, right? Yeah, and then it's just been selling ever since. And I said, if we get below the neckline, we're gonna sell into 200, probably into the 190s, and that's all it's done. It's like the weakest name in the market right now, Nvidia. Okay. So if we get below 200 or whatever this level is, 199.50, then we're going to sell all the way down into these lows back here, 185, 196, okay? All right, and then Tesla, SpaceX IPO tomorrow. I'm not touching this. This actually did wind up working out below my level. As I said below 385. This was weak off the open. It sold into 380, but now we're gapping back above 385. SpaceX IPO tomorrow. I'm not touching this, guys, all right? So pretty short watch today. Let's see what happens with PPI. There's a few names I like, primarily Apple, Nvidia, and maybe Spire QQQ, depending on what happens with PPI. Okay. All right. So this is coming out in 55 minutes. Let's see what happens. Expectations 0.7. The last one was 1.4. If it comes out hot, probably we'll see some more downside. If it comes out lower than forecast or near forecast, then we actually may see some upside on SPY and the Qs. So let's see what happens, and I'll see you guys on live.